Argentina is a land of breathtaking landscapes. The tango, and of course, the Football World Cup. For 45 days, I embarked on a journey through this mesmerizing South American nation, a place that beckoned with promises of adventure, discovery, and unforgettable experiences. You will hear insights on Argentina's food from a local food guide, my thoughts on their unique economy, and the legacy of a tumultuous military dictatorship. I'll also share my photos of the scenic landscapes of Patagonia, pictures from Buenos Aires as I celebrated with the locals the World Cup victory, and some key traveler tips. Welcome to Argentina. The visa process is straightforward if you have an Indian passport with a US visa. You have to fill up an application online and pay $150 in fee. The entire visa process took less than a week. If you don't have a US visa, you need to apply in advance for a tourist visa, which you get for a maximum of 90 days. My travel route in Argentina was as follows. You should visit Mendoza only if you are into wines, otherwise there is not much to do. Buenos Aires is one of my favorite cities in the entire South America. I spent over 3 weeks here in total and never got bored. Bariloche is a fun place with loads of activities to do like river rafting, hiking, etc. Patagonia is just stunning. The photos you will see later should be enough, and believe me, they do not do justice to how amazing it really is. Iguazu Falls again is a must visit and the ideal spot to move into Brazil. Argentina has a strong Italian immigrant influence, so you will find excellent Italian food all over the country. To tell you more about it, here is Florencia, my food tour guide in Buenos Aires.
Hi everyone, my name is Florencia. I'm from Argentina and I used to be a food tour guide in Buenos Aires. For Argentinians, our most typical food is asado, which is meat grilled or roasted over charcoal embers. We eat asado as a tradition and we spend the whole day preparing the meal and sharing with family and friends. Usually when you eat asado, you do it during weekends. We have a lot of influence of Europe in our food, so we eat a lot of pasta and pizza that we took from Italians, but we make them a little different. And we have also a very typical food that we eat during the week and we always have in our fridge, that it's milanesa, which is the German schnitzel, but we don't do it from pork, we do it from cow, we do it beef. It's breaded meat. We eat it baked or fried. Also, another typical food is our empanadas, which is a round, flat dough filled with different flavors. Can be meat, ham and cheese, chicken, or veggies. Lately, especially in Buenos Aires, there are more and more vegan and vegetarian restaurants, and many of them try to make our typical dishes in a vegan or vegetarian version. They have milanesas and empanadas, or even asado, or at least sausages with plant-based ingredients. I'm gonna leave some recommendations for you to try them if you're ever in Argentina. Hope you like them.
The Argentinian economy is a mess, with hyperinflation affecting it for decades. What it means for the locals is the continuously changing prices. employees get salary hikes every 3 to 4 months just to keep up with the inflation. You have to call electricity, water, and other utility providers every few months just to see what your new monthly bill is. This has been complicated by the government not keeping the official exchange rate in line with the real world, creating something called a blue or the unofficial rate. This is technically illegal, but no one is hiding it. The blue rate is advertised on radio, newspapers, with transactions done openly in stores. What this means for you is you should never ever pay for anything by card. Use cash only. Cards use the official rate, which is about 40% more expensive. Use Western Union to send money to yourself. Check the section on key traveler tips in my video on how to use cash to book cheap flights. Since I have been to Argentina, they have got a new president, Javier Milei. I am ideologically sympathetic to his radical views, and Argentina definitely needs a radical change. So things may change for the better in coming years, and hopefully this advice will not be relevant by then. If you follow the Western Union method to exchange your money, you can expect to pay about $8 to $10 for a good meal. For accommodation, if you are a solo traveler who works during travel like me, Selena is an excellent option in many of the cities, including Buenos Aires. Again, they are not paying me to say this, I'm just a fan. Expect to pay about $15 per night on average. Argentina's recent history is marked by several influential periods. Number one is Peronism. Juan and Evita Perón left an indelible mark on Argentinian politics, akin to Nehru-Gandhi dynasty in India. You should read up on the journey of Evita Perón's dead body to understand the enduring reverence among Argentinians for her. The second is the military dictatorship. Argentina endured a brutal dictatorship with concentration camps hiding in plain sight within cities like Buenos Aires. Across Buenos Aires, you can now see remembrance discs placed where people were picked up to be killed later. Third is the Nazi influence. Argentina has a interesting history of Nazi influence. On a tour in Bariloche, I learned about Adolf Eichmann's capture. It was triggered by his son's relationship with a Jewish girl, and a lesser known story about the involvement of a Nazi scientist in designing India's first fighter jet. The photos do not do justice to how beautiful Patagonia is. I would highly recommend that you pick a good tour company to do this tour. I myself picked a 12-day package from a company called Se Hueque. This is sufficient to cover the best of Patagonia across both Argentina and Chile. The tour was really good and I would recommend them. Note that they are not paying me to say this. I'm just a fan. Another must-visit natural wonder is the Iguazu Falls. Spanning the border between Argentina and Brazil, Iguazu Falls is a vast complex of 275 individual waterfalls that plunge into a lush emerald green rainforest. I came back to Buenos Aires a day before the World Cup final. I was at the Obelisco during the match, and the atmosphere is simply incomparable. Easily the highlight of my trip in Argentina. The street party after the win was simply insane. Besides football, Argentina is also famous for polo. The star polo player is Adolfo Cambiaso. He and his son play for the team La Dolfina. I saw them play in the semi-final. It was a surprisingly fun game to watch. It was a wild seesaw game ending with La Dolfina winning it in overtime. Unsurprisingly, it was quite an elitist environment, but there were some non-elite supporters with bands to make some much needed noise. You can also consider attending the Senior Tango show. Nestled in a grand, opulent theater, Senior Tango transports you to a bygone era where live orchestras and sultry melodies set the stage for a mesmerizing dance extravaganza. Be aware that it's a show with a lot of Spanish dialogue from the host instead of only a tango performance. For a more authentic tango performance, you should check out local events on Hoy Milonga. As mentioned earlier, use Western Union to get cash. I found that they provided a superior exchange rate. For internal flights, Flybundi is the most cost-effective option, but they do not work with any travel agents. So to use cash to book their flights, you need to book the flight at least a week in advance and use the option to pay with Pago Fácil. This is a payment method with stores all over Argentina. This way, you book online and you have to make the payment in cash at one of the stores within 48 hours. I'm also leaving links to the best tours I did during my travel in the description. If you have only 2 weeks, I would suggest you spend 9 days in Patagonia, 3 days in Buenos Aires, and 2 days in Iguazu Falls. Of course, it's not nearly enough, but you will get to experience the best of Argentina. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Florencia for being a part of this video. So to all those who dream of adventure, I encourage you to embark on your own journeys to Argentina to discover the stories, flavors, and the landscapes that await you. Argentina, you have been a gracious host. And this is not a goodbye, but hasta luego, until we meet again.